this is Surviving the Aftermath. We're on Xbox One X. It doesn't note that it's enhanced, but I believe it is because Surviving Mars, which is a similar title, and you keep in mind this is a Paradox Interactive effort, was also enhanced, so yeah, it doesn't directly say that, but I believe if it's not now, it will be. It looks pretty good. So yeah, this is a sort of strategy game. It's in game preview, so it's likely to change and get updated to before its full release, and it's actually really cool. So I mean, I like the apocalyptic style for some games and movies and stuff, so for me this is really cool, and I like building type games. And this one's kind of a more laid back, but not to say it entirely is laid back, but it's a little bit more of a casual, calming sort of strategy title, and I quite like that aspect of it. So when you start the game, you get a couple different options. There's like 7 or 8 choices you make, and there's 3 tiers, and that kind of determines your difficulty. You get to pick, you know, how scarce the resources are. Are there a lot of plastics? Maybe not. Is the world sort of a barren wasteland, or is it a lush place that's recovering from whatever disaster caused this apocalyptic situation? Are resources easy to find, or are people willing to trade? You get to choose these kind of things, again with 3 different tier options, and kind of sculpt the difficulty around what you want it to be. You can also add the guide here, so I kept this on here just clearly so that I could show off this aspect of it. So you do actually get a little bit of a tutorial. It's not much of a tutorial, it's just like pop-ups that kind of tell you things. And yeah, so that's the gist of that. They pop up on the screen, so you do get the support if you are sort of lost and not knowing what you're doing. I do find it fairly intuitive, just kind of understanding how to play it, but yeah, so this is kind of the start of the game, a little bit into one. You can see there's a giant map, you can explore outwards, actually pretty far and everything like that, which is really good. And yeah, so this is a survival kind of game with strategy. So we build things. We got a menu here, a lot of different options for building stuff, different like exploration, for shelters, for food, for supplies, health and safety. And you can do decorative things too. There's a whole decorative menu. I guess we could show that off too. You'd see like decorative type things. I mean, they're not entirely decorative. You get some lights and stuff. You get the point of what I'm saying. You can build a number of resources and kind of tools, and it's generally quite fun. I do, again, quite enjoy this kind of game. I think it's sort of neat. Obviously, you're probably seeing a little bit of some screen tearing and a little bit of performance things. They don't bother me as much in this type of game because you're not really directly competing or anything like that, but I just wanted to note that in case performance is a thing that is something you consider and think about when it comes to these titles. Again, it's probably going to improve a lot as things progress and work on this continues. So one neat aspect of play is the work area. So you have these work areas here. You kind of see that with this one. So this is a recycler. So we've got the plastic or the recycler areas over here. We could open up the side menu and we could choose how many people are working there. There's different slots, and you could see how the progression is for like recycling materials and everything like that have been left behind. And then you can move the work area if you want. So you can see the yellow spots there are kind of locations that you can get these kind of resources from. We're also trying to get this built. It looks like construction has started, but they're kind of working on the road and stuff like that. But you get the gist of it. And you have these different buildings where you can like stockpile resources, and you get to choose where the food storage work area is. So we gotta kind of move it over. I think this one's pretty close. So you actually do have things that you're doing in the game and actively, kind of supporting your people and choosing where they're going to be doing their work stuff. So that's that work area. And this one we can let's move it somewhere entirely different. Yeah, let's get this stuff going. So then you get, your people are not sitting around, they're going out, they're collecting resources, they're doing their jobs. This benefits most from being out in the forest, so that's why I kind of moved it out here and everything like that. So this might be the best spot. So it's also, again, there could be disasters or other issues that strike, and the world itself isn't too clean. I mean, we have these nuclear waste areas, but with that comes the later game where you build your area, and then you can go out and explore. And that's where these menus come in at the bottom. So you get like statistics, specialists, you get specialists, so you work towards that. Then there's like your tech tree, and you work through the tech tree as you gain new abilities, and that ties into the exploration aspect of play, radio station, the world map, which we kind of showed off. Then you can see there's a top bar. You can see the happiness of everybody. People like this, they're not too rested. And then in the bottom left, you can see that you could speed up or slow down how the days are going. So your time, you're kind of controlling that. So it's a sort of neat experience. I really enjoy this type of game, and I think they've got a really neat idea here. I didn't get to play the Surviving Mars one. I can't remember if it's still on the Game Pass or not, but I didn't get to really play that one, and I still want to, and hopefully we'll be able to at one point. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. Is a similar sort of concept, but it does the apocalyptic thing. And I think it does so kind of well. And then you got like the shelters. I don't know if I talked about that, but you need to have that for people to be able to sleep. Then they gather around, you got like some kids. And again, at the beginning of the game, before you even jump into things, you get to completely choose the type of experience that you're going to have, like how hard it's going to be, if it's going to be easier or difficult, and you can like really speed things up if you want to go faster. Or you can slow down. You can also pause, take a look at things. Oh, there's also a there's photo mode. So if you want to do photos and stuff, that's an option that's in there. They seem to have a lot of nice little extra features to this one, which I think is nice. And sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's a clear day, people chilling around. Maybe we should build something more casual, like, I don't know, brazier. Maybe cool. Let's throw this like by the town chat area, and they could work on it. I think that'd be a cool addition. And then you build the roads, because it allows people to travel more quickly in your little civilization. Kind of ironic that I put it over top of the road here, but yeah, because roads are supposed to be made so that people can travel quicker. And then there's a lot of little things to it in regards to like building stuff. So you got to get like your water supplies up, warehouses, your production means, right? Scrap or sawmill. So we might, I don't know if we want a scrapper. That might be a good idea. Build a scrapper area. And then you can like rotate your facility and choose where it's going to be. So I kind of obviously want to keep my roads going and add a little bit of... see if I can build the road out first. And then for roads, it's just like it's like a drag there. And we'll go back to the scrapper. And you can see the different kind of materials that you can use for scrap material and that. So it really does give you good indicators visually of what you're supposed to be doing in order to do stuff. So going back to the specialists, there's 46 unique specialists. They have different skills, and each individual person also has like a name, and they have abilities. It's like this person, you see their happiness, their equipment, and then you can see like their traits, comfort seeker, expansionist, and stuff like that. So they feel more like living people. We should probably double check that everything is actually able to collect resources at the current moment, because you got to remember some of the stuff, it breaks down, everything like that. So you got people working on things. Yeah, there we go. We got that thing going on there. Doesn't do much, but it's cool. And then we've got people fishing. We got our water tower for water output. So there's quite a lot of stuff here. 50 unique buildings, and I mean they're still working on adding content to it and growing it at the current point. So I think that's really something to think about too, is the fact that this is going to actually evolve a bit more too afterwards. Maybe a medical tent might be nice. I do also kind of want to build the gate. So I guess that's our next kind of project after the scrapper gets going. And you see we got like a limited people to work with at the moment, but we're working on it. But you get the idea of what the core game is like we're out here, we're building structures, we're collecting the resources of the land, we're just trying to survive the apocalypse. And I think it's kind of like densely detailed, some cooler like ruins and stuff like that. And again, this world is like based largely on what sort of choices you make at the start in regards to what you want your landscape to be like. You know, do you want it to be harder? Do you want it to be easier? What kind of challenge are you looking for? And I think that's kind of really cool to get this built almost. A little notifier thingy really doesn't help you. And then later on we're gonna clean up the pollution, and it's just basically like a game of challenge, and it's a live, you know, sort of strategy game. Like it kind of is. I could say it's strategy because you're, you know, being strategic in your placement, and you got to deal with things. I mean, it's not always a nice sort of world. I think at the start it's a good point, just kind of showing off the initial building steps, especially for people that are, you know, looking at this game, maybe not understanding it fully. It might be helpful. Let's put this one nice and close. Yep. Okay. Rabbit season. Colonists want to try a new trap. Okay, go nuts. And then you get little events like that and stuff. So I mean, it's always got something going on, always something you could be doing. Like these people are not doing anything. I guess because they're maybe kids. But you get the gist of it. You're running a post-apocalyptic society. And people are working, scavenging, and just trying to get by in this place. And I think it does visually look good. I mean, I wish the performance was a little bit smoother, but like it's just a choppy, like the frame. You know what I'm talking about, frame tearing and stuff, but yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to improve. They've been pretty good at getting their games running well and smoothly, and it's nice to see them try something like this. Hopefully we'll get other, maybe survival type games. I don't know how many types of survival games you can do like this. I'm sure there's like a dozen or so, but yeah, you understand what I'm going towards, where it's like, yeah, it'd be neat to see what else they could do. Okay, so we're out of resources for that, which probably means we need to get some lumber production going, which is what I was kind of thinking of before. Where could we put this that would be like a good spot? And it kind of wrecks my road building a little bit. Let me put it here. I'm weirdly into my road designs. What's the front of it? Is this the front of it? Okay, let's try that again, but let's get the... So this will be the front, I think. Doesn't matter. It's a sawmill. But we'll get that going, and then we can collect the lumber, and then we get the gate going. But you get the gist of it, right? You got the evolutionary steps of starting from nothing, building housing, keeping your people moderatively happy, and then building new supplies and everything like that as time goes on. Maybe like a nice little scenic bush might be cool for that spot. See how they build and everything like that. And I love the style of it. It definitely does look like things that a bunch of survivors would kind of hash together just to sort of, you know, get it going. Lacking resources. Are we really lacking that much lumber? You're collecting from there. You're collecting from there. What's the issue? Move work area. And we can hit that thing too. Several construction zones? I think we've only got like, what, 2 going on? Yeah, that's a pretty good construction zone. But, yeah, a couple different resource areas. I'm probably spreading my people out a little thin, but you get the gist of it. Occupants. Carrying, walking, idling. But you can see, like, your different people. There's lots of little managements, and I love when the games do that, because it adds, like, a bit of a, I don't know, a little bit more of a personal touch of the fact that you could be like, hey, these are my people, and they're doing their thing out there. They're surviving and roughing it and everything like that, which is kind of nice. And plastics. You're really, we're running low on planks on that area, which is not good. Did the thing run out of... What are you doing over here?
Huh?
She's just standing there. It's a little unsettling. Why is she standing there? Well, you do your thing. But let's speed up production a bit. So we'll just get it running really fast, and you can see what the game's like at this pace. I mean, I've kind of just been enjoying the calming, relaxing element of the game as opposed to doing super fast pace like this. But I think this is also a fine way to kind of run games, especially when you get things a little bit more on autopilot for these types of titles, or you want to get to that next step a little bit faster. It is nice to have the accelerated option to get the speed going. Yeah, they are just whipping along here, but we definitely do need more wood resources. Getting closer, and it looks like we need the steel too. So I'm wondering about the allocation of people resources. Two working there; they're building stuff. Well, I don't really need more for the scrapper, do we? Because we're gonna get the metal fine. It's more like the sawmill we need, but we need wood to make the sawmill. It's ironic, isn't it, that you need wood to be able to produce wood. It is not a good situation. Guess we could free up one of these people, and then that would give us another person working on another allocated issue. See how we're doing on planks. 15. That's still quite a bit of resources. And you get to see the people doing their things, and that's kind of a lot of what the game is, you know? Letting your people work, enjoying the environment, and just surviving the wastelands. And there are other issues that obviously pop up. You never know what sort of little problem might come. I picked something that was a balance of maybe the world was a little bit more difficult and not to have as many issues, because I just kind of like the building aspect to a degree. I mean, I don't mind the challenge of having something come in and wreck my world. Oh, reflective surfaces, nice. But you get the gist of what I'm saying, and it looks like our sawmill is almost done. Oh yeah. Let's move that work area. Get those trees. I don't know, where should they work? That is a good question. I'm assuming it's just like an area where they cut down trees. It's not going to wreck the aesthetics of the world. Meteor shower. That's not good. Days before catastrophic strikes. Oh no, looks like stuff's just about to get real. But that's what I was talking about, where not everything is good. Yeah, we should actually probably get that going. I was thinking about doing that earlier, but yeah, probably a good idea to have a medical tent. And maybe make that a high priority. Somebody's injured? Has she fallen and she can't get up? Abigail. Oh no, what are we going to do? Yeah, I don't know. We definitely need to get this going, but we are completely dry on resources, I guess. So anyways, let's get speeding up and let's see what it's like when the meteor strike or showers come in, because I'm sure that's going to be a spectacle that I'd really love to fit in here just before the end of this. What are we lacking here? Wood or metals of sheet? Sheet metal? Waiting for a builder. There we go. So hopefully that kind of gets going before the intense meteor strikes. Oh, one day till the meteor showers. It's gonna be fun, right? It's gonna be like. So that's how this particular apocalypse started, I guess, was the meteor shower strikes. It's the thing. It's weird that you would draw up your building like that, but yeah, I'm talking about with like the red kind of things. It's like, oh, because sometimes enemy tribes and stuff will attack structures like that. You need them to carry. There's no carriers left. That's not good. Doesn't matter though, because we are rushing to get to the apocalypse. And we should build like a burial pit for people, you know, because they're gonna start dying. A tailor? You can make people nice coats. That would be kind of cool. Like, I want them to build that thingy. I don't know where I should put this. Should I put this here and then not make it a perfect crossroad? I like the aesthetics of having perfectly set up roads and everything like that. As weird as that is. A colonist is poisoned? Oh, no. Take the risk. We've got an infection. We should have maybe taken it slow, but we risked it all just so that we could get to the meteor shower, because I really want to see what it's like. You know, and stuff like that. Do we not get the resources for that? Well, I guess we're building a tailor shop. Oh, the meteor strikes are coming! I'm just kind of really pushing towards that because I think it's going to be a little bit exciting to see that happen, if it does. And people are infected, things are good, people are gathering resources. They never did finish the road. I mean, is it so hard to ask that people finish, like, the 2 subsections here? I mean, that could have been nice. Maybe it's just the builder's been busy building buildings. Oh, wow. That's cool. Slow it down a bit so we can appreciate the destruction. The meteor strikes are coming. Damn. That's kind of intense, isn't it? I mean, it's cool. Really? They hit our water fountain? That sucks. Anyways, that's, you know, surviving the aftermath.